Are you ready? What's happened?
Alright, what's up everybody? We're just gonna go straight to the point today and we're gonna get straight into the build. So what we're building today is going to be the spoiler. So some people know this particular type of spoiler as a duck bill. I would prefer to call it a duck tail because it does go at the rear of your car, and also because a bill happens to usually be at the front like this, like a hat bill or a cap bill, as to a duck tail, which would be in the I'm sorry. Anyways, everyone has a preference on what they want to call it. I believe ducktail would probably be the right term, so I'm just gonna call it ducktail. So enough of me talking, let's just go straight into the build. I'm Isabel version 5 What? Oh man. I'm Immune and this is Isabel version 5 Yoonicorn. So for all my past builds, I've built all of my spoilers as well as a lot of the other parts. Version 2, I built a carbon fiber ducktail, and then version 3, I actually had a welded on ducktail, which I molded into the trunk. And then version 4, I built a full wing, and you basically use that same wing for the rest of the other version 4s. So I ended up removing and selling the old wing off of version 4 and decided to go something a little bit more subtle. So this ducktail that I currently have on the car is from my version 3, and it's something I fabricated out of sheet metal. I ended up welding it and then basically molding it into the trunk. So what we're going to do is start off by cutting that off. We're going to cut it and then we're going to sand it down, get rid of any remnants of the old spoiler or ducktail, and then we're going to fill it and then sand it and then fill it, sand it, and so forth.
Come get some.
So once the trunk is back in its original form, we're going to mask basically the whole rear end so we don't get any resin onto it. And then we're going to outline using masking tape basically the shape of what ducktail is going to look like. To get a more symmetrical curve for the outline of the ducktail, what we're going to end up doing is once we lay down all the tape, we're going to start putting measured marks onto the tape so we can measure the distance from the rear window to the mark. That way both sides could be symmetrical by measurement. So using the masking tape, basically once the resin dries, what's going to happen is that tape is actually going to stick onto the resin, which is going to basically give us clear cut lines for when we do have to trim off any excess. And once the outline is done, we're going to start applying carbon fiber onto the outline or onto the trunk so that we can create a trunk-shaped molded base. Then using 060 polystyrene, similar to what we use for the front lip. And because the ducktail shape isn't a complex form, we're going to be using a thicker polystyrene, the 060, and we're going to basically shape out starting with the rear. And then we'll apply carbon fiber onto the inside, which will be similar to basically having like a female mold. And once we remove the polystyrene, the surface of the carbon fiber will actually be smooth. And once the resin's dried, we're going to trim off any excess, and then we're going to go back and then fill in the middle portion and let it dry. And then I'm going to use a really long aluminum ruler to basically hold the shape of the curve at the rear of the ducktail. And because it's not like a legit mold or anything, at least this technique will actually allow the curve to be a lot more symmetrical than just eyeing it. And then using more polystyrene, we're going to finish up by shaping the front and the sides. And then once we have the shape, we're going to start patching carbon fiber onto it to complete the form. And then once the resin dries, we're going to sand it down a bit and then remove it off the trunk. And then once removed, we're going to cut off all the excess and then also remove the tape. Alright, so that's basically where we're at with the ducktail now. We're going to end up going back and finishing that. But I wanted to move on to something more special. And I did have some exciting news to tell you guys, but I feel that it's more right that I do show you guys. And it is something regarding what a lot of people have been asking about for all my past builds. But I decided to actually wait to show you guys, and we'll end up having to do that next time. So sorry if you guys were looking forward to that. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you guys like this video, it means a lot if you guys like it. And follow me on IG at emi.yoon for more to come, updates, random stuff, and to view my past builds. Or even feel free to hit me up if you got questions or whatnot. Alright, so we're already at episode 5, and before I close this off, I really want to take this time to thank you guys for following me throughout this journey so far, and hopefully you guys stick around for more to come. And I really appreciate your guys' support for this channel and for my build. And I remember when I first started, I was very awkward. I was having a hard time getting the grasp of just doing the whole YouTube thing. I've never done it before, but I did have a lot of people reach out to me and give me feedback, and you know, you guys have made it so I can get a little more comfortable doing this. So I really wanted to thank you guys for your guys' support, and hopefully I can continue to release more content without disappointing. So thank you. So that's all for now. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Be safe, and I'll catch you guys soon. Cheers.